Hey, Mysterio, everything, I said everything already. Everything is okay. Just
แต่ถ้าว่าeverything is happy
here it's on. Yeah, it's okay. I initialized already.
Lock in.
Let me just talk something with you. Check. A and B, they are, one is 221, one is 225. This is already recording. The other one is empty. You check the minutes, like if you have more minutes on one side and less on the other, that means one is full, the other one is empty. And you can check A or B, which one is empty or full. Okay? Recorder is there. Very good. No, it's okay. Relax.
Thank you.
before, don't forget this, when everything is online, before the event is not starting, but everything is recording, you film the poster, not film the people there. You can roll to the movie and just film the poster until it starts. When it starts, you go back there.
Okay.
Very slowly.
Yeah.
Film this. Don't forget that. I was saying a couple she has a loan company. She's a fashion designer. She works in
All the image? Better?
For live broadcasting, most of the time we use automatic. For this kind of conference, in this part of the room, it's better to use manual mode. But manual mode, you need to have the display. And if you are broadcasting, you cannot have the display. So every time we broadcast, we film automatically. Okay. Because of the display problem. It's the only solution. Okay. Put it. Que nem dá pra pôr em manual. Depois aparece tudo lá em cima no nível. Vocês não põem manual, para saltar na web, para ver o que o gajo está mexendo na câmera e os displays todos, manual. Sim, sim, eu sei.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Cunha Foundation.
And tonight we're going to have two special occasions. The first one is we're going to have book launch for this new pocket book series from ASM. And we are also going to celebrate ASM 10th birthday anniversary.
And we are MC tonight. I'm Joe.
And I'm Chris. And as you can see that we have new pocket book coming here. We're going to launch Kit Kelen's book, A Pocket Kit, For Unity by Beatrice Machet, Many Yesterdays, More Than Seasons by Camellia.
Yeah, and also Ting Tang, Barefoot Running, and Chen, A River Sings Tales of the Village. We'd like to kind of elaborate on these three young Macau poets because it's their first time to be the poet and author, so we are very excited to hear their performance and reading tonight.
And the next book is from Merima Dizdarevic. She was an exchange student at the University of Macau, and she came up with this book from her experience being in Macau. We also have a Chilean poet, Ajens with Bolivian Sea, a New Zealander, Vaughan Rapatahana with Atonement, Huang Lihai with Fifth Bird's Rainbow,
And Tredinnick, an Australian poet whose pocketbook Almost Everything I Know, followed by Feng, the Macau poet. But certainly he's not here now, hopefully he will show up later, and who will read us Great War, Capriccio, and other poems. And the last one is a Hong Kong poet, Chen Kuen, City of the Dead Stars.
Maybe some of you wonder, are they good? I can assure you that they're good, and you can check the book there. And in this launch, we're going to have a deal if you purchase the books. It's 60 MOP for one book, but if you buy two, it's only 100, and if you buy five, it's only 200.
So it's a good bargain. So we'd like to begin our event with the piano performance.
And we would like to invite Miss Dian Paramita to play Always. Please welcome the Ting. Thank you so much, Miss Dian Paramita. And ladies and gentlemen, that was not the only music that you're going to hear tonight. We will try to give you oral pleasure by poetry reading and lots of music tonight. But before that, we would like to thank the Cunha Foundation for providing us with the venue for organizing all the events. And I would like to invite Ms. Huang to give us some remarks about this event. Please welcome Ms. Huang.
Foundation, and thank you, Macau Story Association, and also the Flying Islands to have this such a wonderful book launch today here in the Cunha Foundation. Today we are launching books from writers from Australia, Sweden, mainland China, Hong Kong, and also France. Thank you again for KIT for the organization and make this event a truly international and multicultural one. Thank you. And thank you everybody for coming today.
Thank you, Chen, for being supportive on creative works, and also thank you, Cunha Foundation, for giving us the venue again so that we can host such a lovely event. So next, I would like to invite President of ASM, Association Stories Macau, to give us an opening speech and some launching remarks. Please welcome Kuen.
Thank you very much. I remember the night when I was asked to do a bit of introduction of ASM at this opening, this book launch. I quickly went through all the material I can lay my hands on, all the story or quotation possibly, and other the website and the publishing plan and everything. There's a lot of math to do, because in these 10 years, we have published more than 100 volumes, and genre range from poetry, fiction, life writing, teaching, and theory. And it includes English, Chinese, Japanese, Swedish, French, Indonesian, and etc. And just think about the poets, the editor, the translator, the artist and cover and book designer and event organizer I would like to share this little story. about these two salesmen in Africa. They were sent to Africa to see if there's any opportunity for selling shoes in the 90s, and they wrote telegram back to Manchester, and one wrote, "Situation hopeless, stop. They don't wear shoes." And the other wrote, "Glorious opportunity. They don't have shoes yet." And I think that's the same situation about literature and poetry nowadays, because some people might think literature and poetry is dying, and some, like ASM, like all is sitting here today, we believe that you ain't seen nothing yet. And thank you very much again for Dr. Cunha for the support and the venue and design layout and everything. And thank you for Chi-Hong and Josephine for coordinating. And thank you very much to Joanna and Beth for the logistics. And congratulations to all the poets and translators tonight. And thank you very much for making me very proud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen, for the touching and very nice summary of what ASM has done over the past 10 years. And we always believe that poetry, the spirit of poetry won't die in Macau, even though it's a city of gamblers. So that's why we are here, and that's why we have published so many works to inspire students, but also encourage students to create something new and also voice their own expressions in the form of poetry. And so now I would like to invite Professor Ward from University of Macau to give us the launching remarks. And Professor George Ward is the beloved Master of Poetry College at University of Macau. And for the past few years, he has been committed to promoting the system of residential college in University of Macau. But besides that, he makes every effort to encourage and facilitate a very creative environment in Poetry College. I used to be a member of college for 2 years, so I have personally witnessed and experienced how he has supported the creative works of students and also always encourage students to take every opportunity to have fun after their study. Thank you, Professor Ward, and let's welcome him.
Thank you for those kind words. Everyman Woodhouse Literary Prize, and I knew I was going to get the order of the words wrong. But the prize was not $100,000 or a trip to Spain or a round the world ticket. It was a pig, a beautiful big pig. And I wonder if when he wrote the book or put it in for the competition, the motivation was to get a pig out of it. And so what is the motivation for any creative artist or any creative actor? I was listening to an interview with the famous Mac, this English designer who's been responsible for some of the top Apple products. And I've completely forgotten his name. Would anyone know?
Really,
Is it Ive or? Yes, that's right. Yeah, and he was just knighted by the British Queen for his contribution. And he asked, what is your motivation for these great creative acts of yours? And he said, well, it's very simple. I'm doing it for other people. And that gives me the motivation I need. And of course, it's a win-win situation because he gets a lot out of it. He's filthy rich and he gets a knighthood. But there's also this sort of generosity of spirit, which I sense in him and in all these writers. This giving of yourself, that it goes on and on and on. And in 200 years, when we're all gone, people will be picking up these books, and they're still giving. And I'm going to read a short verse about picking up a book and what happens. And for many years in the future, people are going to pick these books up and these things will happen. Browsing the dim back corner of a musty antique shop, opened an old book of poetry. Angels flew out from the pages. I caught the whiff of soul. The ink seemed fresh as today. Was that voices whispering? The tree of the paper still grows. So I think that is my thanks to these writers and the generations who will read. The writers belong to this very special club that's been going on since language began, and we are the beneficiaries of their efforts. And as Dylan and Thomas says, it doesn't matter. He's writing for people who may not read his books, who may not be interested in them, but he's still doing it for them. And that's the generosity that I'm talking about. And in closing, I'd also like to quote P.J. O'Rourke, the American satirist, who said, "Always read something that will make you look good if you die in the middle of it." So when I get home tonight, I'm going to spread these books around the room, and if I happen to go in the next week, I'm very well served. Congratulations to all involved.
Thank you so much, Professor Watt, for such an encouraging remark. So we are going to the core of this event. We're going to have the poetry reading, and the first one to read a poem is Candy Tang from her book Barefoot Running. So please welcome Candy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for coming here tonight, and I wish you will enjoy my poem. Thank you. Hometown morning. Beginning of a day. The sky still light gray. Winding village path. Dim the pride of the morning. Early birds take the sweet dew from a lotus leaf. In the green rice field, the cry of bullfrogs resounds. Smoke comes up from kitchen chimneys. In a pan, a tender hand through the feed. The chickens get rowdy. Through hazy fog in the distance, you can see the staggering figure of a water bearer approaching the well. My special alarm clocks. When I was a child, I had nearly 100 special alarm clocks. They did not tinkle, they chirp. Every morning, here a chirp, there a chirp, everywhere a chirp chirp. Under and around my bed, they were all grandma's accomplices in the dirty business of waking me up. What lovely chickens they were, except first thing in the morning. Snake and frog. At the end of the spring, in the paddy green rice field, in front of Grandma's house, I heard shrill cries of a frog. I asked Grandma what was happening. She said, a snake was preying on a frog. Poor frog, let me help you. I picked up a long stick and started out towards the field. But Grandma stopped me. She told me if I saved the frog, it would sink me. Then I would have the same skin as it had. How horrible that would be. So I learned to let snakes and frogs be. My secret. When I was 4, I fell in love with a brave fellow. Shh, this is my secret. Please don't tell. He's agile, insightful. He can walk up walls. He's low-key and outwardly lives as quietly as he comes. He's not trying to make a name for himself. Most important of all, when I was 4, he was so sweet and protected me well. Every night he kept the mosquitoes away from me. so I could sleep well. I still regret never having kissed him. Perhaps he was my Prince Gecko. The nickname. We are children in the village. We get up when the sun rises. We come home before it sets. So the old folks have given us the nickname. The hair of the dog, the tail of the twilight. Hometown afternoon. After lunch, sunlight shines into rooms through the window paper. Even inside, people lock their bronze, can barely keep their eyes open. The old have worked hard for a whole morning. At this moment, each holds a straw fan, rocking in a bamboo chair. They'll soon be asleep. Kids never feel tired. They gather together, shouting into the electric fan, making funny music. In the pen, chickens cease bustling, the cool and the shade of trees. This summer retreat. Morning was lively. Now we hear the cicadas. 养蝌蚪，小手掌做水瓢，小心翼翼地将长着尾巴的小黑豆从水渠里舀起，放进水盆里，每天给它们喂米饭。慢慢的，这些神奇的小豆子长出了腿，2只，然后4只，尾巴不见了，最后跳出了水盆，伤了孩子们的心。Haiku. Coming home from school, dragonflies collide with me, and then the sudden rain. A little dog follows a man down the street. Won't let anyone close, has to protect mother. Long summer afternoon, children in a village house make music, shouting into an electric fan. A dead tree. Vines climb to where hatchlings wait to be fed. Marriage bridge. There is a bridge in my hometown. On the left side of the bridge, people's family names are Xie. On the right side of the bridge, people's family names are Tang. My father's mother's name is Xie. My father's father's name is Tang. My father's mother went across the bridge and married my father's father. My mother's mother's name is Tang. My mother's father's name is Xie. My mother's mother went across the bridge and married my mother's father. My mother's name is Xie. My father's name is Tang. My mother went across the bridge and married my father. I wonder if one day I will cross this magic bridge. 神奇的桥，家乡有一座桥，桥的这头人们姓唐，桥的那头人们姓谢。我的爷爷姓唐，我的奶奶姓谢，奶奶过桥嫁给了爷爷。我的外婆姓唐，我的外公姓谢，外婆过桥嫁给了外公。我的爸爸姓唐，我的妈妈姓谢，妈妈过桥嫁给了爸爸。我在想，假如有天我过了这桥，会怎么样呢 ？Thank you.
Thank you so much, Candy. Those points really took me back to my childhood, except the magic bridge. And Candy is not just a poet. After reading her poem, she will also present her beautiful voice. So, right after this, we are going to have performance from Candy and Feng. So please welcome both of them.
A summer white for all of you.
so much for your beautiful music performance. We made some little change about the arrangement because Professor Yao is here and he's in a rush to leave. But he would like to because of his daughter needs the schooling. So, but we would like to invite him and also his daughter to read poems. But before that, I'd like to also introduce Professor Yao a little bit. He is the Professor of Portuguese Literature in University of Macau, and he has also worked in University of Macau for many years. And because he's a native Beijing person, and for the past several years, ASM also published 2 poetry volumes, like When the Fish Close the Eyes and also in Brief. And I really personally like his poems a lot. So now let's invite him and his daughter to give us the poetry reading.
Thank you. My English is not good. So my daughter Sophia is there to help me. So I will read 2 poems in Mandarin course, and Sophia read in English. Okay. 第一首沙丁鱼。沙丁鱼和草莓。大海并不知道，沙丁鱼是一种很便宜的鱼。人类认为数量太多是它便宜的原因。和沙丁鱼一样多的是这拥挤的人群。岁末大减价，我们向廉价的方向涌去。高贵一些的是我的厌倦。我想停下来，坐在街边的长椅上，静静地享受一缕阳光。一个挎着篮子的小贩奔来，扯着嗓子叫卖，浮肿的红，一粒粒异常硕大的草莓，一粒粒迟肥的心。
The sardine and the strawberry. The sea doesn't know that sardines are cheap. Humankind thinks so because they have too much of them. Now people are as crowded as sardines in the sea. Stars are having year-end sales, toward which we all serve. Luxuries are what I loathe. I want to stop and sit on the street bench to savor a ray of sunlight. A peddler carrying a basket comes toward me, spruiking his red puffy strawberries. Each one is as extra big as a flabby heart.
下一首上帝，在飞往三藩市的班机上，我身边坐了一对美国夫妇，年纪大约60来岁，带着一个牙牙学语的中国男孩。他是第一次坐飞机，先是好奇，起飞时却大哭了起来，眼神茫然的在美国夫妇身上又抓又扯。原来他是个瞎孩子。旅途漫长，我好奇地和美国夫妇闲聊，才知道他们专程来到中国，就是为了收养这个被遗弃的瞎孩子。可他什么都看不见呐。按照中国人惯常的思维，我本能地问道：“ 我们知道，但我们喜欢这样做，让他知道还有人爱他。飞机在15000尺的蓝天飞行，我却羞愧地向着黑暗的深渊坠落。必须承认，我没有如此大爱。或许有人会问，他们是虔诚的基督徒，信仰与赎罪是他们行为方式的准则，但我不愿意把他们的仁慈归功于上帝。在我看来，他们就是上帝。现在，我就坐在上帝的身边，但我距离上帝是如此的遥远，如此遥远。
God. On the flight to San Francisco, I sat beside an American couple. They were about 60 years old. They were taking a babbling Chinese boy, an infant. He hadn't taken flights before. He was curious at first. Then he burst into tears. When the plane took off, he was staring blankly, pulling and scratching at the couple. It turns out that he was a blind child. It was a long journey, and out of curiosity, I had a chat with them. I learned that they had come to China to adopt an abandoned child. But he can't see, I blurted out, thinking the way Chinese people do. They said, we know, but we wanted to do this, to let him know what he is loved. The plane continued in the blue sky at 15,000 meters. The shame I felt like a dark abyss. I have to admit, I am not so philanthropic. For devout Christians, the code of conduct has to do with belief and atonement. But I can't credit the deed that I was witnessing to God's mercy. I would say, they, this couple, are God. Now, I am sitting beside God, but I am so far away from God, so far.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Yao, and thank you so much for Sophia's wonderful reading. I guess we are all very impressed with your very communicative reading of your father's poems, and which is really the perfect reader, I think, of your father's poetry, in my opinion. So thank you very much. And next we will come back to the Macaw voice, which is represented by our second young author we are going to launch today, whose poetry, River Sings Tales of the Village, Nicholas Fei Chen, and because we are very close friends, so I know him very well, and he has a lot of obsessions, maybe interests. As you can see from the bio note in his pocketbook, he likes cultivating plants, not thesis writing, right? And also like collecting stories for his thesis, and also he likes book in design. He likes so many things. He's so versatile that I cannot remember every side of him. And according to his costume today, you might know that he is the guy who can give you a lot of surprises. So let's welcome Fei Chen to give us the poetry reading.
Hello everyone. So I'm going to read 4 poems for you. They are about my journey in the southwest China, and I hope you are. Please don't die in the middle of this. It's not worth it. Okay, the first one is 28th December 2012, from Guiyang to Kelen. I was taking a Chinese train. Sitting opposite me, a man was drinking a bottle of baijiu. while spitting sunflower shells in every direction, even on my face. I was taking a Chinese string. Sitting across from me, a young lady was sleeping, lying her legs under the table and up on my seat. I saw dirt in her nails. I was taking a Chinese string. Facing me, a man was showing off to a girl next to him how he made big money by selling fake R&B. I was taking a Chinese string. Someone was selling fake Shanzhai products to innocent customers. He was grouping with a loudspeaker. I was taking a Chinese string. One baby crying loudly all night, a mother hitting her little boy. Somebody's baby so loud and everybody coming to join. I was taking a Chinese string. The toilet was beyond disgusting, so many colors of shit. I was taking a Chinese string. Despite and because all of this, the journey was passing slowly. A sketch of the second day in Xinjiang, 18th April 2014. Sitting in front of a grocery store, I was waiting for my interviewee to hear his stories. Two female workers came, bearing sand to build a house. They came and left, came and left. A horse standing on the street, his penis got erect, went flaccid. Erect, flaccid. An inn across the street opened. Women had started cleaning it, welcoming customers. My interviewee seemed to have forgotten our appointment. I left the grocery store, looking for my next potential interviewees. A painter was sketching old male ladies who were embroidering. The painter was too quiet to be interrupted. An older female cleaner looked interesting, and I thought I could interview her. But she waved at me, trying to say, I can't speak Han language. There were 3 kids too involved in the rubber band skipping to notice me. In the square, young people sang and danced, welcoming the guests with homemade wines. A young man renting out young costumes for visitors to take photos. Later that night, in the stilted wood house, lying in the bed, falling asleep, I heard people frying rice, people laughing at the night market. Playing finger games, the girl was singing a drinking song. People were playing Machet next door. Dogs barking, motorbikes went by. And then there was a wailing, screaming, and a lot of banging about. Something hit my wall from next door. More loud thuds. The female voice got louder also. Finally, I realized what they were doing next door. Bang, bang, a man was roaring. And then, nothing. Another voice from another room. Then, are they finished yet? For this one, I'm going to read this both in Chinese and also English. This is not a 5-star hotel. Things witnessed while window shopping in Xinjiang. Sunset welcomed more and more customers. Behind the glass window of the shop were plastic ladies wearing male fashions. 2 craftsmen were demonstrating their skill. They were making bracelets with rings. A woman wanted to buy her infant son a silver spoon, which was too expensive for her. Young bohemians were playing jumbo in a bar. Their songs were drowned by a sauna horn from the funeral 10 meters away. In the front yard of a restaurant, a group of drunk middle-aged women tourists, as loud as horses, screaming about handsome young Korean superstars. sounds of frying oil from a food stand. A man was complaining his bowl was as dirty as one used to wipe asses. The female boss defined him to it. This is not a five-star hotel. All this made me think of my house, made me think of the Venetians, always blue and white sky, of champagne, high heels, shuttle buses, perfume, and honor. Fritters paper. But this Xizang's logic. It's not a five-star hotel. It has to be dirty, noisy. You should bargain for everything. Although everything is as cheap as the starry night sky over my head. This is going to be a torture for the non-Chinese speaker. 这里又不是什么5星级酒店，在西江橱窗购入时亲眼所见。日落时，游客们都出来闲逛。服装店的橱窗后立着两个身着苗族时装的模型，2位工匠向路人展示他们制作银饰手镯的技艺。一位母亲想给她襁褓中的孩子买一个银勺子，但又觉得价格太高了。文艺青年们在一个酒吧里打非洲鼓，毫不介意自己的节拍被淹没在10米开外葬礼上的唢呐声。一个餐馆前，一帮中年妇女醉意正浓，大声地讨论着韩国的年轻男星。小食摊传来诱人的炒菜声，一位男子正在抱怨他的碗就像擦过屁股的钱一样脏。女老板嗤之以鼻，这个有斯兰夫星期9点。这一切都让我想到了澳门，想到威尼斯人酒店里24小时都不黑暗的蓝天，高跟鞋、香槟、香水味、门童、免费巴士，还有洗手间里的免费纸巾。而西江则大相径庭，这里没有5星级酒店，这里有脏和吵的10点，任何东西都可以讨价还价，尽管任何东西都像这满天繁星一样的便宜。谢谢。
Thank you so much, Faith. Those were beautiful poems. Hearing them actually brought me to these places, even though I've never visited mainland China, to be honest. I've been here for 2 years and I've never been to mainland China. Yes, that's a big shame for me. But at least with your poem, I can experience them. They're very beautiful in their own sense. Now, we're going to move to the next reader, and we're going to have Camellia Way with Many Yesterdays, More Than Seasons. So please welcome Camellia.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here. It's my honor to share with you some of my writings, and I hope I won't get you bored. Samalo. It is hard, even for the camera, to remain alive here. No one hears this guy's silent protest in every capture, nor do they care how long the wind hasn't visited here. The sun seated on his cathedral, waiting to fabricate shadows, no time to grumble. As chit-chat hovers over the ornamental fountain in different languages, time freezes on the seasonless blooms in the streetlight's pale yellow. I learned a Cantonese name in a Filipino way. It's helpless and glamorous, elegant and rude. This poem I'm going to read both Rain, pattering, dripping, drizzle in your head. Windows can't keep it out. Somewhere, down below your sleeping skin, it's on its way to waking. It never came without gift. Waiting was always rewarded. Sometimes a smell of new clothes, sometimes a red pocket, sound of fireworks, or dinner with family. If you are still curious, then go to your wardrobe and check your own New Year's outfit, the one you should have thrown out long ago. You will come to a hole in a pocket, go through. 正月，将雨声关在窗外，雨却下到了心里。细细簌簌，稀稀疏疏，在看不见的什么地方，有什么正在苏醒。在你睡着的皮肤下，在你醒着的记忆里，有个什么在慢慢靠近。它让你想起新衣服的味道，想起炮竹的声音，想起炉火的明亮，想起一家人围坐在一起。你不知道它藏在哪里，但总会准时出现在正月里。翻一翻你的旧衣口袋，说不定它就在那里。Close patches of all colors cover the face of the tree trunk, changing from time to time. The grayer, the more ancient the patches, old tenants and newcomers all share the same story. No one will ever know to whom the first patch of cloth once belonged. In fact, you can't tell any names. Those with no wood in their birth chart listen to the initiator, also of another element, and follow suit. If fate had given you no timber, you could bring a cloth, tear it, lay it over what was already there, nail it into the tree, In this way, you are together, and so your birth chart is completed. Keep in mind, it has to be a capon or a banyan, and as old as Adam, as straight as a truth, bark blowing, older than anyone in the town. 脚，除了行走的时候，我很少关注它们。我把它们藏在鞋子里，谈论室外的天气。曾行脚到寺院的草地，一小片金色的水洼，在风中躲闪的树荫。但是除了失去，我仿佛感觉不到它们的存在。我总想，下一次遇到心灵的风景，我一定要脱掉鞋子。Birthplace, sea, carried by the wind, rooted in elsewhere, but she came from the sea. She remembered, she'd been to the beach, followed the steps of a cloud, and left. One day, she looked back, to find she had become a cloud, a shadow of the sea, and on that beach are several new footprints. We all come from the sea, the one in a womb, where new life is always wished. 夏至，一只绿色小鸟停在你的左肩上，太阳下山时就会飞走。风铃声吸引了远方的鱼，唤醒田间的稻草人。经过那么长的风铃，它们只剩模糊的记忆。风吹开门，等你走近，那一刻，你听到许多的欢乐 的一样多的悲伤，但最终都会沉默的，不是吗？太阳下山时，你肩上的小鸟就会飞走。Now I'm gonna read my last poem. A sheep. No need in the next life to know where I'm from. Pause as I like. When the wind blows, I'll write you poems. Spring rain, green wave, mist of autumn, snowflake. All the best modern words. You know the meaning if you've seen the sea spray. When the sun rises, think of me as a smile. And when it is gone, allow me to occasionally cry. Though I'm a sheep, I know sorrow and joy. I have tears too, yet they're hidden. The moon rises, the sun sets, floods, reflects. I wonder if there's betweens. There are more. Thank you.
Thank you, Camellia. Now, you have heard some of the poems from the 3 young poets from Macau, and you can check the rest of their poems in their books. So if you really want to know their poem, if you really want to read their poems, you can go to that table and get your own copy. But talking about Camellia, Camellia is not just a poem. She is one of the best singers that I have ever known. And she told me that she prepared a surprise for you tonight, and she would like to sing together with Fish. And she's like, she is my ukulele teacher actually, so she's very good at that. And now the two of them will present you some melody for tonight. Please welcome Fish and Camellia.
Hi everyone, I'm Fish, and this is a song I wrote with Professor Kelen's poem Advice for Poets. And with this song, I want to express our gratitude to him because he is the one who brought us into the world of poetry. And I also want to thank everybody here with this song. And I want to give this song to ASM because today is ASM's birthday, the 10th anniversary. And enjoy.
Sheep, the earth.
beautiful performance, Fish and Camellia. Now, for the next reading, we're going to listen to some French poems. This poem is also in one of the pocket books that we're launching today, from Beatrice Machet, from For Unity. And because Beatrice cannot be here, her friend Emily Tang will read for you. So please welcome Emily Tang.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm here for my good friend Beatrice. First, I want to congratulate ASM for its 10th anniversary, and I want to congratulate all those young talents of the University of Macau. I am myself a professor, and I must say I'm very impressed tonight by all your many talents. So without further ado, let me start reading. So I'm going to read two poems from Beatrice Machet, and Kit has kindly accepted to read to you the English version. Brumeux, jour gris de grisille, du genre dont vous n'attendez rien, sinon des congères sur les routes, vous les voyez trop tard, mais vous ne voulez pas fourrer votre nez dans ces histoires de voitures. Vous ne voulez pas mordre à l'hameçon, vous ne voulez rien localiser. Vous voulez simplement entendre au-dessus la musique aux coups cotonneuse du monde. Brumeux, le genre que vous attendiez pour repousser les souvenirs. Maintenant, ne m'agace pas avec des questions et ne pars pas sur tes grands chevaux. Ce sont mes nerfs.
Foggy, drizzly grey day, kind from which nothing can be expected except pile-ups on the road seem too late. You don't want to poke into these cars' affairs. You don't want to rise to the taunt. You don't want to spot anything. You just want to hear the music above the cotton cocoon of the world. Foggy, the way you were expecting to ward off memories. Now don't wear me out with your questions, and don't get on your high horse. Don't get on my nerves.
Now the second poem. Anorexia. Et la voici. A-t-elle toujours été là, dans cette même pièce? La seule façon de la voir, les yeux grands ouverts, au bord des larmes, dans le flou débutant des choses. Enfoncez votre bras dans son corps, ressentez sa chaleur brûlante déjà fluide, des torrents de jours et de nuits qui n'ont jamais désiré être chers dans le monde physique. Dans son esprit pulse des couleurs, des sons battants, sans cesse traverse une voix nominale pour un presque phénomène substantiel, n'est pas le mot, mais touche légère. Tendre brouillard penché sur des draps blancs, elle n'est pas inerte, elle est forte. Sa volonté ne flanchera pas. Un volcan en elle, dans son regard, des torrents vous inondent, des pluies tambourinant contre votre peau vous font comprendre qu'elle sera gelée de vapeur, un courant de pensée, de sentiments que vous n'oublierez pas.
Anorexia, here she is. Had she always been there, occupying the same room? The only way to see her is eyes wide open, going to water when things are about to blur. Run your arm through her body, feel her, so hot, not solid, torrents of day, torrents of night. Never wanted to be flesh. Physical world in her spirit is just pulsing colours, beating sounds, constantly running. Noumenal voice, near phenomenon. Substantial is not the word, but slight touch, tender fog, leaning on white sheets. She's not inert, she's strong. Her will won't flinch. A volcano's inside her. You go under in her glance. Rain drums against your skin to make you understand she will evaporate in thoughts and feelings you won't forget.
Thank you very much. I just want to add that Beatrice would have loved to be with you. As some of you might know, she's in France now attending some very interesting poetry festivals, but her mind and spirit are with us tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Emily, for your reading, and thank you to bring us the beautiful French voice in the poetry. And next, the reader is Christophe, who is also a poet and who now works in Lihai University, and he would like to read the poet, Huang Lihai, Cantonese poet, and whose book we are going to launch today.
Well, maybe I'll do without this. And I'm reading his poems as one of the translators. The other one is sitting here, but he's making me do this all the way from Hong Kong. Okay, I guess everybody's hungry, but this poem is about snails, and snails are slow, so I'm slow. And I hope my reading won't make you hate me even more. Okay. Escaping the glamour of speed. Whether with talent or dust, a snail carries an eddy of mist. It slides slowly from a jackfruit down to damp soil. I stare at the snail down there. Not even ants would dream to envy this creature. Tang was. He wished for a god's face, but now is used to the smell of dirt and of flowers. Fate makes its faces. The snail is unmoved. Alone, he moans over the world. Knows time has the shape of its crawling. With amiable dignity, it devotes a whole life to escaping speed's dazzling glamour. The next one is the title poem of this collection. I'm going to read it in Cantonese. 給飛鳥為食內心的彩虹，水知道水的深淵，在高處也在最低處。記憶與現實交錯，一條演奏的水路，它的歡，它的無言，琴鍵也難預測。我並非想恭維牧場般的地中海，是風在迅速展開，是浪暗中湧起。在海岸線漫步久了，身體裏的日子也排列成波浪。沒有誰可以免於時間水紋帶來的印痕。遠在他鄉的水銀姑娘，你沒有來到這個古老的海岸，此地終是陌生的旅程。想起上次在深圳的告別，憂傷像海水從未停息。一個人攜帶的地中海越來越遼闊，我沒有迷途，只給飛鳥為食內心的彩虹。Last poem. Wings hold on to summer's breath. On the border, the wind blows halfway, fruit half ripens. The first half of July has passed, then everything stops. But you don't. You go on looking for the geography of redemption in a strange land. Time flies from the left, light in the waves surging. In July, wind whistles the border folk. Night gone west to feed the stars. In the dream, flowers still have their scent, mountains and water comfort the weary, extra rapid for good lookers. I know that your nostalgia is neither for transient nor gold. Wings homing hold the summer's breath. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for coming all the way from Hong Kong, and we really appreciate that. And the next reader is Penny, who is going to read poems from City of Dead Stars by Hong Kong poet Chen Kuen. Let's welcome.
Hi everyone. Last year I translated two of his books with Professor Kelen and Karen. One book is Great War, Capriccio, and the other poems written by Vaughan. Another is City of Dead Stars, authored by Chen Kuen. Minutes ago, Professor Yo has just read her poems. Feel very impressed by his reading, because from the perspective of a translator, when I was doing my translation, I always try to imagine what how the poet would read his or her poem. But tonight I feel very honored and impressed by those reading. But I also want Chen Kuen would come tonight and read her poem, but very sadly is absent from tonight's occasion. So I will try to read one of her poem. 信，我在午夜12时的天星码头，从自动贩卖机中得到了一枚邮票，用舌头把它贴上，把信送进黑暗。设想我的收信人在有尖顶塔楼的邮局，爬上螺旋形的大理石阶梯，让柜台后面的人给信戳上一个悠长的航空 Paravine 的红印。设想我把信塞进鲤鱼的肚腹里，叫小它河道和港口。我的收信人把水灵的长纸条拉出，海底蒸鱼。Now can I invite Professor Kelen to read the English version?
A letter. Midnight, Star Ferry Pier. I get a stamp from the vending machine, lick it before passing the letter into the darkness. Imagine the one to whom I write goes to the post office building tower. He would climb up the marble stairs and ask a postal clerk to stamp a narrow red par avion on the envelope. Imagine I cram my letter into a carp belly, then teach the fish the rivers and harbours, so that the one to whom I write will uncurl the wet slip of paper, yet to cook the fish.
Thank you, Penny and Professor Kelen. Now, for the last reader of this evening, we would like to invite Professor Kelen, Professor Christopher Kit Kelen, to read his poems. Please welcome.
I thought you'd never ask. Okay, just a few poems. Where was I? Where was I when the tree became me mid-flight like an arrow's twang? The arrow too is tree, was, will be. We sing and point the sky in rising, neither fall, but the moments all time fell. Where was I, taken root and branch, efflorences of wingly grub got? Am I so swayed, but a breeze is limb? Where was the instant green became me, danger was outrun? Because I took the tide to heart and made a moon my mood, and meant where no word would, ashen, I bent to turn the man. Where was I just then? I'm going to wish they'd be of use somehow. Could be oracles or bobbins, a needle, sinew for thread, at least a stick to poke the fire, to toss about, invent a game, or rod to measure, maybe mass for a beam balance scales, earwax extractor, flute, or necklace, spear tip to kill, blade to carve the beast once felled. My enemies have plastic bling, such as the age I'm to leave. Mother bones became a sturdy race. With me, it's everything points to ash. My skull, a cup, of course, but it never held much of note in life, was ever apt to leak. This is, for instance, going on past the grave, one fancies the bare bones object of contemplation. Please just forget my name. I'm going to read this poem. I had no idea that I was starting a religion or a new music genre or something. So I write this poem. Wow, I miss that. Anyway, advice for poets. Worship the earth, the all we have, sun for warmth and stars from which time. Worship with hands and love hands too. With the heart give, with each breath be given. Do this with each word.
Thank you very much, and that brings to the end of this event.
Yes, we would like to thank you all for coming, and we would also like to thank Cunha Foundation for providing the venue, support, all the designs and organizing all these things. Now,
Please move on to the...
we're going to move on to a cocktail reception, so we would like to invite you all to join us in having a sip of wine while talking and maybe taking a look at the books. Maybe some of them will end up in your shelves tonight.
Yeah, hope you enjoy your evening. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
This must be a